that we've signed. Our coaches have went out this year and we spent a lot of time in the evaluation process. Honestly, we were much more selective this year, and I think we're at the point in our program we can be that way. We were not looking for as many numbers. We're looking for a little bit higher quality, and I really believe that we've accomplished that task.
Coach, what was kind of the focus? Was there a particular position that you looked for this year?
Well, one of the things is even in December, we really wanted to focus in on bringing in a couple of receivers. We feel we got some good receivers in the program. We wanted a chance to really even challenge that even more so. And we brought in 3 transfer receivers at the semester, and it has worked out, I think, very, very well for us. We've got 3 young men. Ronald Jones is a transfer out of Antelope Valley, a big, strong, physical receiver. G-Shun Harris is a young man that will have 1 year of play, played at Arizona Western, then played at Minnesota. And then basically when he graduated, he's got 1 year left on his clock. And then the other young man, Raquan Southward, we're very fortunate because he's actually from Lakeland, Florida, and Coach Patton knows the family very well. He was a young man that originally committed to Ohio State, went to Arizona Western, and then now is back here for us. So we think that area was really a major area for us right away at the semester. All 3 of those guys are coming in. And then beyond that, we just want to really get some good talent kind of all the way around, and I think we've done that.
Coach, a lot of offensive and defensive linemen. Talk about building up the trenches a little bit.
Well, obviously, we think that you win and lose up front. And so, as we started in with that situation, each one of the years, if you go back and take a look at it, we've really put an emphasis into some of the offensive and defensive fronts. And I think that we've had a good situation there. We're still waiting on 1 young man, but Nathan Jolly is a young man out of New Mexico that we feel really good with. But we really feel we got 2 great young men right here out of the Western Slope, because if you take a look at it, this year we felt that Marcus Garcia and Matt Mastis Marcus is out of Delta and Matt is out of Montrose. We felt they were the 2 best players here on the Western Slope, and both those young men are coming here, so we're tremendously excited about that. And so we do want to continue to build both the offensive and defensive front, because if you're not good up there, you're not going to be very good as a football team.
Hey, Coach, I counted 13.
Not necessarily. We're still waiting on a couple running backs, and there's a couple guys we're looking at there. So to say that our recruiting is finished, it's not. We feel that there's still some great young men out there that we're taking a look at. One of the things that we've done is really we've challenged ourselves to upgrade that recruiting. So there's a couple of young men in multiple positions that we're waiting on right now that we may be tremendously happy because they're guys that are also getting recruited Division I, and if they fall by the wayside, trust me, we're going to be tremendously happy. At the same time, if they end up signing Division I, you know what? Then it leaves us a little bit empty there, but not necessarily, because there's a lot of great young men that are still out there that don't have offers on the table right now that are still looking. Matter of fact, I know as coaches, we were talking this morning, I think every one of us probably had another 30 to 50 emails of young men that are still interested in coming to Colorado Mesa.
How many spots do you have left as far as people you're after?
You know what, we'll sit down and we'll go through that here, because we've also added a couple of the guys here at the semester, a couple guys that we're given an opportunity to try out, and we'll take a look at some of the things here. But I would say, we're probably still going to be looking at another 12 to 15 players that we'll try and add to the roster.
Anybody else from the Western Slope you're looking at?
Well, there are, but even a couple of those guys, we got to kind of see what's going to happen there on a couple of those guys. And so, whether we get them, part of that's going to depend on their decisions as well.
Are any of these freshmen guys that you think have potential to come in right away and contribute and maybe even start?
Very much so. I think there are some guys that have that capability. But the other thing is we're starting to get more stability in the program. If you go back and take a look at it, I think that the last 2 full recruiting classes we've had, I think have been really outstanding classes. And, this year we had a lot of freshmen on the field, a redshirt freshmen. We had a few true freshmen on the field. And with some of the other young men that we've redshirted, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. And that's what we want to have, is we want to have great, really some great individuals top to bottom, from basically senior class, moving on down to the junior, the sophomore, the freshman, and even the redshirt freshmen coming in. But one of the things that we're looking at is we want to sign young men that if they had to come in and play, they could come in and play and help us win football games as a freshman. But hopefully our other players continue to develop to where it's going to be hard for those freshmen to be on the field a ton. But yeah, we got some guys that can come in and play.
How's your philosophy changed recruiting from 4 years ago until now?
I don't think it's changed one bit. I think we still want to focus primarily on the Colorado area is our number one area. We still want to really bring in primarily young men that are going to be 4 and 5 year players for us, that are going to be guys that come in as freshmen and go out as seniors. And we're going to continue to build on the surrounding areas. I think the areas that we recruit for a major purpose. And obviously, I think it's because we have the chance to be the premier Division II school, I think, in the entire Southwest region of the country. And so we're going to continue to recruit those players, and that's what we're going to challenge ourselves as coaches to do. And then when we bring them in, challenge them to develop both physically, academically, but as a football player, to where we have a chance to play for championships. So I don't think our recruiting philosophy has really changed. I think that what we're seeing is a little bit more continuity now. And I think the coaches in the areas that we're recruiting have a better understanding of what we're looking for. And I think we're getting better recommendations out of those guys as well. Is an outstanding quarterback out of Douglas County. And the thing that I really like about Rope is I know his quarterback coach tremendously well. Mike Wade and I have been extremely good friends for a long time. I know the way that he's been coached. He understands reading defenses. He understands a lot of the read system as far as both the run game and the pass game. And he's a very tough and a competitive young man. I think if you take a look at it, I know when I visited with the coaches down there, Coach Hill and Coach Wade both said that Rope really played the last 5 games with very severe hamstring pull, and basically was playing with his black and blue leg and never once complained. I mean, I want a quarterback that's going to continue to be tough mentally, physically, and be able to be a dual threat. And I think that we've added another very good quarterback into our system, along with quarterbacks that I think we have.
How did Deshaun share